Hello everyone, welcome to the second update of the Unreal Engine City Builder CityGen. So in this update I have worked on player drawn roads that reshape terrain. So let me show you the example. So this is after placing the road and this is on the runtime terrain. So let me stop the game. So you see nothing is there, and if I play the game and then we get the terrain. As you already know, this is an infinite terrain built using the WorldGen system that we have already worked on. And here to start placing roads, and also as of the previous episode we worked on well, let me show you that first. Yeah, in the last video we worked on the city's skyline style top-down camera, and also we had the procedural terrain and the biomes and erosion spawners, all those things. Now these are the things that will be covered in this video. Player drawn spline road tool, smart snapping to the roads and world grid, and auto junctions and terrain, reshaping around roads, slope, feasibility constraints, yeah, embankment style road measures. Yeah, so here to start placing roads, what you have to do is plus R. Now you see you get this shape. This is just a debug shape for now. We need to work on proper icons, but for now this should work. This is all I have. So if I click here, now I can start placing a road. And if I try to go too steep, you see this becomes red, and if I click, it doesn't actually register because that's outside the allowed slope for the road. So if I click somewhere like this, now you see the road registers. And if let me just keep placing sections like this. Yeah. Okay, hit enter. Now you see after a while the terrain is flattened, so we can see the road. And also you see the trees out on the road is moved to a side or removed to avoid overlapping the road and trees. And there are no grass as well. So you see it's like a sand like texture is applied on the side of the road and grass is cleared. So yeah, this is how it works. And additionally, here if I start placing another road, let me see, this is not perfected yet. Again you need to go to the road placing mode with R. So here you see when I go closer the cursor snaps to the road, and if I click, now I can start placing another road here, and it's not visible over here like this. Yeah, hit enter. Now see this is still working, but as you can see the road mesh is buried underneath the ground. The sloping does happen, but still, as I said, it's not perfect. We need to work on that, but it's working. So, and on the flat terrain it's works better. Hit enter. Yeah, and when the ground is flat, or closer to flat, it works better. But this is something I'm still working on. I couldn't get it right yet. So yeah, this is the demonstration. And these are the steps that you need to follow in order to place roads. And yeah, this is the cursor snap state. And yes, it is snapping to world grid. Every click snaps to 400 centimeter world grid. I implemented this following a similar approach as in cities Skyline, so that it makes things easier for us to manage cells and what can we place and where can we place. All this logic becomes a bit easier when we have grid snapping. This is an explanation on how the junctions work and crossings, auto crossing detection. So yeah, as you already saw in the demonstration, it's reshape in the terrain. But let's do a bit extreme example now. Here, if I start placing a road like this, and if I move here, now it's fully across the terrain. But if I hit enter, now you see a corridor is carved between the two mountains. This. So in an actual game, this might be a very costly road to develop, but yeah, but the system is still supports that. Maybe we should implement some constraints for that too, to prevent players doing things like this. But this is still a base system. And yeah, there is a slope constraint I have already implemented. Here, there is a data asset that I have used to define properties of the road. So here you see, here we can use the road mesh and then road z offset to say how far above we should place the mesh, and also we can scale the mesh in z direction to decrease the thickness of the mesh used for the spline, road spline, and width of the road. Everything is explained here through tooltips. Blend radius, the around the road, how far the terrain should be affected, flattened, foliage clearance distance, and max slope decrease. This is the constraint that we had. So if I increase this, for example, now we can place much steeper roads. Here start like this, see? Now even we can have a road like this, which may not be very good for the game, but if you want, you can do that. See? It still works. Yeah, for your reference, on highways 6 degrees, this is the allowed angle. Urban streets 8 to 10, and here I have by default enabled 15 degrees to roughly match with city's skyline. And for the road, I have created a mesh that has a cross section like this. I have the here. This is the mesh used for road. So here we have this angled part so that this buries nicely into the ground. This is not the road goes along the x direction, the red axis. This is the cross section. So yeah, that's all I have done as of this update. Next, maybe we'll work on junction mesh and curve drag placement, undo last point, zone system on roads, building placement. Those are the things that coming up next. So this is not yet available in Fab, but you can early access the system as I make progress from my Patreon page. I'll leave the link in description below. And yeah, not just that, if you become a member, you can access project files of all thousands of projects I have done in my channel. So here it is a preview. You can see there are over 2000 videos for the date, and for each video project files are available, so feel free to check it out. I'll leave the links in description below, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.